Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, or whenever you're watching. Right, so game against West Brom. It's going to be a lot of clips rolling on this, so I'll kick off. So, good defensive structure here. I felt like I was having to talk to the defence a lot in this game, just about their structure when we're on and off the ball. So midfield are working back too after we lose the ball. So well done. We win it back, and we've got some really good options here. I think the bit for me is, Leo, could you be, where are you? Could you be further out wide here? And Max the same. Now we've won the ball back, it's about how we recognise those pitches, because if you look here, we really need a wide option here, and also with Max, how can we be further out wide? So Leo, if you pull out here, it creates more space. So these players, and the same with Cutler, if you drop in here, these two players here have got something to consider, and they'll probably go with you. So consider that. So Oliver, are you aware of your surroundings here? Have you scanned beforehand? So we're going to break a line here, but can you actually, I mean, if you let that ball run past your body and get ready for that, you could actually break a line here and get that switch on quite quickly. Because we weren't ready, Max saw it, but you didn't. We were unable to break that line and get the switch. Leo, there's no rush here to win this ball. If you look at our defensive structure here, if this guy gets it, they're going to have to play around. They won't play through us because they can't, because we've got the crowd in nature and really good pitch geography. Out of possession here, and Cutler does really well to cover for you, which is great. Good covering from Cutler, but what about the midfielders? How are we working back here, Freddie and Harrison? Ollie, good positioning, because actually you're impacting three players there. But Harrison and Freddie, how can we work back? Okay, so Harrison gets the scan on here before he receives. He knows. So I don't know if you just saw that. Let's just replay that in a second. He got a quick sort of picture in his mind of where... There. So just that little scan, he was able to see where the oppositions were, but more importantly, where his teammate was. We're able to play quickly. So that's what I'm needing from more of the midfield players, is that scan and play. We broke the first line, but look how narrow on the left-hand side we are. And this is a picture that I'll pick up on quite a lot in the game. We're really narrow on that left-hand side. If we're wider, how does that create space for Harrison in that middle channel there? At the moment, we're only playing on probably a quarter of the pitch in totality. So this is a structure that I think this is on clip 2 now, isn't it? So this is the structure that that I really want us to work on, because I thought we had this, but what it did show in this game is actually you needed a lot of my encouragement to get into this position. So ideally, we want Max on the ball in 2 or 3 passes. So if we think about those passes, back to Cutler, back to Beardsy, and then over to Max, or Cutler to Mickey to Max. We want Max on the ball, but our defensive structure needs to be better when we're in this position. But look at the space it's now created for Oliver. So just by coming out here, these players have pushed out the way, which creates what for us? Oliver, comment below what it creates for us down at the bottom here. So just remember, scan, protect, and then play. We don't always have to go forwards. So if we received on the right foot here and turned this way, we would have saw Mickey and Beardsy free, and then we could have got the ball to Max. So really scrappy. If you think about the swimming lanes, we're in one of the 5 now, and we're trying to play with 7 players down on that side of the pitch, or 7 opposition, and there's just no chance that we're going to break the lines there. So just remember how and what we're looking to achieve in that zone of the pitch. It's a great transition here. We're really compact out of possession. So if you look at our out of possession, there's just no way they're going to break these lines. So well done. What I want us to consider here is just how quickly we all sort of got back into our in possession positions. So we win it back here. James on the ball. And then look at how we react to the transition. So we recognise this, and we're able to get up the pitch really, really quickly, but still really narrow. So if you look at where we're actually running between goalposts, instead of running beyond into sort of lane 4 and 5 of the swimming lanes. And what this does is it just makes these gaps close really, really quickly for us. Now, luckily, Harrison spots this pass here, because this is what we've been speaking about all week, about breaking the lines on the right hand side. So Jacko doing the decoy run, has created all of a sudden, just by that disguise from Harrison, we're able to take 5 players out of the game with 1 pass. And unlucky, pitch was terrible for bobbles, but the intent and everything was right there. Hughes' receiving skills were right, receiving on the back foot, so no issues whatsoever there. Well done. And there's the picture that we've been speaking about all week. Down the line, and down the line breaks, playing around us. We saw that picture, and we've been we spoke about that all week. So now what I really like here is how Beardsy's recognised the same picture as a throw-in, because we're in the same position. I know the personnel's different on the ball, but Beardsy's recognised the play. Max, how can you come out and be that wide player? Because that player just moved towards Beardsy, and it created this nice switching opportunity. And Oliver, well done with the scam, mate. So this play is exactly where we want them to be. And, you know, we may think that he's doing us damage here, but this is exactly what we need. We want the ball to switch into the CDM. So, Ollie, can you be deeper? Max, be an option further out wide here. And dead ball. Love that line break there, Freddie. Oh, where's my tags gone? Highlights, sorry. 16. There we go, next highlight. So really compacting the midfield unit like that. And then we're quick to attack here. Now, I'm going to use the word ruthless a lot in our final third play today, because I think we should punish them here, and instead we're just a little bit too nice in the box. So are we wide enough from our wide players? So how can we be wider? Because at the moment we're only occupying swimming lane 2, 3 and 4. We're not occupying 1 and 5, which when we're in possession we absolutely need to be in those wide swimming channels. So if we're all breaking the lines here, we just give optionality. Instead, we're all just a little bit worried about breaking a line, and I don't understand why. Freddie, break the line. Jamie, break the line. Jacko, break the line. Hughesy, break the line. Okay? It's like we're waiting for somebody else to break the line. We've got a 5v5 here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and Harrison versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 West Brom players. We should absolutely be punishing them here. Instead, we hit a straight ball, hence why we don't break the lines. But we're too conservative in the final third. We should be scoring there. We've got a 5v5 opportunity. We should absolutely be punishing them in those situations. So really good picture that we're forcing them into the area. This player now, after Jack's tackle, has only got one option. So all of these options are cut out to him. He's only got one option, which is the play that we've been speaking about all week. And I'm not too concerned that, Leo, you missed that. Don't worry. The intent is there for you. Hughesy gets the cover on with his run-in. And then we're again occupying that third, that sort of lanes 1 and 2 on that far right-hand side. Now we're switching the play, which is great. But we're narrow on the left again. We're narrow on the left. So if you look, we're only playing in half of the pitch, which for us is really, really odd, which shows me that we're probably not as strong in that transition of winning the ball back and how we recognise the space. So these lines are really hard to break with the distances. So Harrison, can you hold on to that ball for 3 or 4 seconds longer to enable players to get into the space? There's nothing stopping you from doing that and just being patient. So this is an out of possession masterclass. I think we're superb here. So this is the picture that we were working on all week. Letting them play that side, letting them play. Look how Freddie and Jacko are just sharing the press. Harrison cutting the switch off. Max stepping in. I think that's a penalty myself. I don't think he gets the ball. I think he takes Jamie's leg. There's a really good close-up of that. Leo steps in, plays it across. The type of ball they're after. Good intent. And then we stop them playing out again. And then we go again. I just think this is a masterclass from us of winning the ball back and playing our game. And everything is right here. We even work a shot. So perfect for me. Amazing to get the shot there. I just think that whole clip just galvanizes everything that we've been working on over the last 6 to 9 months. So well done. Oh, same clip. Oh, no, it's not. So here's an interesting one. Just watch this. And I when I was watching this, I just felt that there was no chance that they were going to score, even though it goes end to end. So we start here. Just watch this. There's the play. It goes out of play. We lose it. Good reactions from Max there to get back. Showing them where we want. Well done. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. It's just unlucky there. But honestly, I don't ever think they're going to score here. And look how calm we are. Look how calm we are in that transition there. Well done, Freddie. No width again is my only call out on this clip. But look how in control we are. It's just so good to watch. The reason why Ollie lost the ball then was the fact that we didn't have the width. So I don't blame Oliver in that situation. We're just not giving him the options. So you can see Freddie scanning. So well done, Fred. Good scan. Good ball protection. Great pass through. And again, everything's right here. I mean, that defender was brilliant, wasn't he, for West Brom? great strength by Hughesy. And again, just look at the play. It's just unreal. And Harrison just misread the ball there. But we're still going. Still going. I mean, everything is perfect. Apart from being ruthless. But that's a key. That's the bit that I feel quite frustrated about in this game, about our ruthlessness in the final third. I thought we were amazing getting the ball into the final third this game. Probably the best we've ever been in getting that ball into the box against a high standard team. We're just not ruthless enough. We're just not clinical enough and nasty enough as well in that final third. So something for us to work on during the summer. It's fixable. We've got the players to do it. So just time and hours on the training pitch to parents' delight. It doesn't feel like we're in control in this. So let's just play this. And this is the opposite. So receiving without scanning, going into a channel which is overcrowded. So if we look at that picture, actually coming back here and getting across, switching this way would have been better. Harrison losing the ball, not protecting it correctly, or using Oliver as a bounce. Now we're in a bit of danger here. Didn't scan again, and no defensive structure. So think about where you should be. So Max out here, Beardsy, Cutler, and Leo. If we've got that structure, at the moment we've got two players in the same passing line there. So it's not really constructive use of players on the pitch. So again, if we're all in these positions, Beardsy can receive the ball on his back foot and play to Max, or play through the line into Jacko here. But the reality is we actually control the ball inside the pitch conservatively, and then we play backwards. So can we get onto the ball quicker? Max, can we be further out wide, and Leo further out wide without that ball or any sort of coaching from me? And then we lose the ball. So very little control in that clip. I just felt that the ball was coming back to us continually instead of us controlling our own destiny and our own narrative on that pitch. So just have a think about that for me. Sorry. Where are we? 27. Sorry, that is the clip that I wanted, but there's some. So again, we're making them go wide. I think that this is a collective great teamwork from us. If we show them out wide, if we all show them out wide here, then it's absolutely perfect. But I really like how compact we are. Let me turn the volume on for Beardsy here. And Harrison. So I feel that we invite them in at this point, and well, I would say last time we lost to Wolves Olympic, I called out situations like this where we're in an overcrowded situation, but we're not taking our own accountability. We're not being accountable ourselves for showing them out wide. So my personal opinion here is I think Beards is expecting Jack to show them wide. Jack's expecting Beardsy to show them wide. And Max is expecting Beardsy and Jack to show them wide. But it's not their responsibility. It's your responsibility as the player to show them wide. So how can we stop this ball coming into this bloke and getting back into this channel where we know we're absolutely fine? So no shots called. Harrison shouting is showing them inside, but we've got 11 players in this picture. So if you look at pitch geography, where we all are, it's just fantastic. So there's no chance that they can score here. There is no chance they can score. We're showing them back out wide. We invite them back in, and then we go back to the keeper. So I think, overall in those situations, just be more confident. Great scan by Oliver there, and away we go. Just be more confident when we've got the ball. Again, being ruthless in the final third. How can we be more ruthless in the final third? So Max, again, very narrow on the pitch. This is a lovely through ball from Hughesy. Love that ball. And then we just need to, I mean, Jamie, use your right foot. Or, sorry, I should say, Jamie, what would you do different in that situation? Comment below. Great line back, great line break by Hughesy, and look at Jacko's movement. So let's just watch that bit again. Watch Jacko's movement. He knows where he needs to be in this picture. So pulls out. Everything's perfect apart from that last ball. So well done. Absolutely brilliant. We'll let it play because actually everything else is perfect here. So Jamie's taken the man, leaving that gap for Harrison there. So don't underestimate this movement from Jamie to create this passing channel here. And everything's perfect. Jack, I'm not worried that it didn't come off because I know the intent's there. So well done. Okay, so the context here is that we're down to 10 men. H is off injured. But look how we continue to play. Just watch how brave we are on the ball. Again, not worried about that, Beardsy. It happens to the best of us. Just look how calm we are. Look at how in control we are. Love how fluid we are. So Jamie left wing. Jacko centre forward now, Freddie centre mid, and Hughes is out on the right. Just look at that picture though. It's strange, isn't it, when we speak all week about how narrow they get when we're on the left hand side. So this player always came in. Look at his pitch geography and look at the danger. If we'd recognise this in the game, in the live situation about how we can exploit this player, it's a game changer for us. This is class from Freddie. Finds that gap really well, as he always does. A really good line break. And again, defender was amazing. That centre back was absolutely amazing. I don't know if there's any more on this clip. No, don't think there is. So, well done on that. Harrison's now back on the pitch. Goes back to Mickey. And the variation here. So, if you look at how crowded, they're ready for us to play it short, aren't they? They're ready for us to put the ball down and play. But I love this variation. So, Freddie's actually drawing all these players in, and Oliver's a magnet, not just with the girls, but also with the West Brom players. Ball goes long, and then we're up the other end of the pitch. Now, pause it here. We've got a 3v2 overload. So Jamie's just about to boss that player. And then we've got Jacko and Harrison. Harrison is the pivot, Jacko is the wide player. And Jamie, tell me what you would do differently in hindsight here. So what would you do different? Comment below on what you would do different in this situation, mate. And Harrison, I think you were too forgiving there, because anybody else and you'd be shouting at them, but because it's Jamie, you didn't in that situation. Right, what minute are we? 47 then. Okay, so if you look at this now, this is a perfect setup. Perfect setup because look at these two players. So we've pulled them out. They're out the game. They're out the game. Which is fantastic for us. So look at that space. Oliver's checking around him, which is fantastic. Love that picture in. Now, I'll let this play because I'll pause it. So we're now trying to play in this swimming lane, but there's how many players? I'm not going to call it. I'm going to say, Oliver, what would you do different here? Comment below on what you would do different in this situation. So situation 2 for you, what would you do different? Now, I love this. I haven't pulled up on this, but being out in this zone here to finish, no one's beating Mickey. Not one person this season would beat Mickey from this angle. So fantastic that you defenders are actually showing him down there. So I know it comes close and the crowd might cheer, but not a cat and mouse chance of saving that. So well done. Okay, second half. This is our goal build-up. So well done. So they're on the attack, and then we break the line. So really good hold-up play from Harrison, and then we are able to transition. So think about that transition in the first half that I sort of said how quickly we were to break. We had 2 out balls then with Jacko and Hughesy. So really good that we can break those lines really quickly. And love that from Hughesy. Well done. I think this is I love this. The best thing about this for me is that we've not told you this. You are clever players. You are clever players, Hughesy and Freddie. I love how just in the moment you created this. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. The pullback. So we spoke about being in these channels, getting into these channels in the first game, and that's how we scored. So well done. Absolutely love that. Absolutely class, boys. Absolutely class. And our first goal from a corner. Can you believe it? Our first goal from a corner, and it's like that. Couldn't be prouder of you, honestly. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it, and I can tell you something for nothing. Goals like that next season will come very quickly. Self-inflicted goals. I'm going to start getting quite. Yeah, well, how can I put this? I'm gonna be really challenging over our play, and certainly over the summer months, and then we'll go back into a more relaxed state when we come out the summer months. But I think this is one of the areas that we have to improve as a team about how we self-inflict in their final third. So first things first, I really like how we don't press them here. But what I would say is the gaps in between the lines. This line here is way too big. So there's a picture in a minute that I'll show you. But how can the midfield step up here and be more of an impact? How can the defence step up and be even more compact? And how can Mickey impact this as well? So if we look at the lines here, we've got how can we be, the forward line's brilliant. Freddie pressing here. I'm really cool with this. I actually love the fact that Hughesy and Freddie have switched. This was one of the benefits for me in this game, is how fluid you all were about position rotation. But just think about how everybody can step up here, because we invite this on ourselves. We're not inviting them onto us. So at this moment in time, there shouldn't be a not there. We're inviting them onto us. We are inviting them onto us. So we need to be calm. So if we look at this, we've got a flat back six here. So for me, I know we want to be defensive, and I know we want to protect the goal, but this isn't protecting the goal. This is actually making it harder for us to get out of position, to get out of this position on the pitch. So we need to be more comfortable with the high pressure as well in these situations. So we can go backwards. We don't have to go sideways. We could go backwards or forwards. So we can go back to a Beardsy or a Cutler there, and let them try and play that diagonal pass instead of us playing the sideward pass. But yeah, self-inflicted goal from a play trying to play out from the back. Another chance. Love how we work this. So really interesting that in our pre-match analysis we sort of highlighted that Hughes is going to be really free in this game. It's going to be in loads and loads of space. But actually, look how the game changes for Jacko here. So Jacko is out wide. So probably one of the first pictures that we've seen where Jacko's wide, and look what happens, because Hughesy quite rightly is a magnet for these 5 players, which then means if there's 5 players on Hughesy and 1 player on Jamie, that someone's going to be free. And well done for finding it. And again, not bothered that we miss here. Me and Smithy are celebrating like Billy O over there because of that play. Absolutely fantastic. Another self-inflicted goal. So Cutler and Beardsley on this one. What I want you to think about is what could you do? What could you do? And the same as Leo in this. I want you to observe yourself and think about what you could do differently in this situation. Comment below, because everybody will go, this is Oliver's fault. And there is a bit of not scanning, but actually there's also a lot of how are we supporting him, because there's a pause point where there's only 1 passing option on, which we always want 3 as a minimum. We always want 3 passing options on. So no scanning. But there's only 1 passing option on anyway. So if you now look at how all of us are being blocked. So Beardsy, you're being blocked by this one. Cutler, you're being blocked by this one. How can we orchestrate us? And the same as Leo, you're being blocked. Yeah, that ball would probably end up with this person intercepting. So none of us are giving him an option. So we need to think about our own movement. And then Harrison, I think you could close this down a little bit quicker, or even stop that shot. But look, Oliver, Leo and Cutler, comment below on how you believe you could have impacted that goal better. Again, it's fine. We'll learn from it. But I want us to be really, really ruthless in those situations to deal with that high press. We spoke midweek last week about being in these zones to work the pullback. Hughesy, how can you be more powerful in getting into those zones yourself? So Freddie's going to give this player something to think about with his run, but could you break it? I know the play was for Freddie to get into that zone, but the gap actually closes, as you can see here. The gap closes for you to make that pass. And then Fred just stayed calm in that situation. I think we can absolutely break the lines better there ourselves. Love this. Love how brave Oliver is in this situation. So still wants to get on the ball. Love that. Don't worry about that, Ols. Love the fact that you tried to get on the ball for me. Right, so that is the clips done this week. Oh, that's the clips done. So watch back, comment below, and just take a lot of pride in the fact that we were pretty damn awesome in this game. There's loads more. I could show you the Freddie Stevens masterclass in this game. I could show you Hughes' masterclass. I thought Freddie and Hughesy were absolutely brilliant. I thought our midfield was excellent in this game. I thought our forward line, we've got into their opposition box more than we ever did. It's just, for me, being ruthless in their final third and not panicking and being calm in when they're in their final third, so our defensive third. I think if we can master those, we were brilliant in the mid zone. But it's just those two ends of the pitch that we need to be better. So listen, catch you all at training on Thursday, match day Saturday, and have a good rest of your week. Ciao for now.